Hi friends, this is Sarvajin here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about QoS, policing and shaping. So we should understand the difference between the policing and shaping. So always shaping done at the customer end and policing done at the provider or the ISPN. So whenever you are getting any subscription from the ISP, so there is a bit rate they will define, right? So that we call it as a committed information rate. So only within the bit rate we can use our bandwidth. So that we call it as a committed information rate. If it is exceeding, automatically the policer or the policing will drop the packet. So that is the purpose of policing. So policing is always done at the provider end, and that is at the ISP end. So assume so this they policing they are compared with the token bucket system. So what is the token bucket system? Each and every token represents one byte in case of policing. So assume there is a bucket. The bucket can hold only the limited number of tokens or the byte, right? So assume bucket contains 64 bytes. So if the policer receives the packet, so the packet is coming, and if the packet receives, we are getting around 62 packets. That means it is lesser than the number of bytes in the token, right? So in that case, the policer will take the token out of the bucket and proceed for forwarding. So that we call it as a confirming. So that means what the packet receive is within the traffic contract. So it is within the traffic contract. So the policer will take the tokens out of the bucket and proceed for forwarding, what we call it as in confirming. So that is the reason I told is a single rate, two colors. So there are two categories. One is a confirming and exceeding. So the two things the policer will do, one, he will either drop or remark the packets. So that is the purpose of policing. So whenever you are getting any excess packets, say, so always the traffic contract is only 64 kbps. Assume it is 64 kbps, and if the packet arrives, it is more than that 64 link capacity. Automatically, the policer will drop or remark the packet. So that is the purpose of policing, and policing always done at the service provider or the ISPN. So that is the reason they compare this policing with the token bucket system. So each and every token represents one byte. So if the number of bytes exceeded, the policer will drop the packet. So that is the purpose of this. So what is confirming? I already told, if the number of bytes in the packet is less than or equal to the number of tokens in the bucket, so then the policer will take the token out of the bucket and will proceed for forwarding the packet. So what we call it as confirming. But if the number of the policer is receiving the packet and it is larger than this number of bytes. So if it is 64 bytes, right, the token capacity, assume the bucket capacity is only 64 bytes, and if the policer receives which is more than 64, say it is 100 packets, so then what happens? The policer will drop the packet because it is exceeding the contract. So traffic contract is only 64. So if it is exceeding the contract, the policer will simply drop the packet. So what we call it as an exceeding. So these are the two categories. So always the best practice is always we have to shape the traffic at the customer end. So we have to buffer the traffic to the certain bit rate. Then we have to set to the ISPN. So that is always the best practice. So in case if you are not doing a shaping and if you are set to the ISPN, the policer can easily drop the packet. So always we know the link can carry the data and voice. So assume we are sending the back, if you are not doing any shaping at the customer end, and if you are sending some excess traffic, what happen? So and that traffic, assume it is a voice or video traffic. So it obviously it is going to drop the voice or the video quality. So which can be a loss for the company, right? So to avoid such situation, always the best practice we have to buffer the traffic at the customer end to a certain bit rate. Then we have to send it to the ISPN. So the in that way, what we can do, the packet will not get exceeded and there will be no drop in the packet and there will be no loss in the packet. So that is the purpose of shaping and the policing. So shaping always done at the customer end, policing always done at the service provider end. In case of policing, the data is transmitted in the form of byte. So we call it as a one byte. So each and every token represent one byte. In case of shaping, we'll tell it as bit, right? So if it is a 64 byte, so we call it as a token bucket. The bucket contains 64 token. So each and every token represent one byte in case of policing. So now let us go to the configuration. So before going to the configuration, there is also one more thing. So the number of token is all replenished into the bucket. So that means assume the bucket is empty. Again, we have to replenish the tokens into the bucket. So that is calculated using this formula. Number of tokens replenished into the bucket is packet arrival time minus previous packet arrival time into police rate. So the police rate is assume 128,000 BBPS divided by 8. So why 8 is we are converting into a byte. So that's the reason we are dividing by 8. So that will be 16,000 bytes. So number of bytes in the token is 16,000 bytes. So this is nothing but once the bucket is empty, we have to again refill the bucket with a token. For that, we are using this formula. So I hope you understand the concept of policing. Now let us go to the configuration, and I'm going to configure the two category. That is the reason we call it as a single rate two color. So let us go to R1. Let us configure the IP first. Go to the configuration mode. So this end I am customer end I configure as 1.1 and the ISP end is 1.2. So let us go to the R1 interface faster than at 0 by 0 and the IP address is 192.168.1.1 sorry 1.1 255.255.255.0. Then we'll do a no shut. So now let us ping the IP 192.168.1.2. So that is the provider end IP. So let us see, I'm able to ping that IP. So now let us go to the class map and let us configure it. So we have to create a class map first. Then I'm going to create the protocol for ICMP. So I'm going to configure for ICMP. So let us create the class name. Then I have to create a policy map. Then I have to configure this policy configuration. So go to R2, go to the configuration mode, class map. Let us make it as ICMP, right? And let us match the protocol. So protocol is ICMP. After that, what I'm going to do, I have to create a policy map, right? Let us go to the policy map configuration. Yeah. So after that, go to the policy map. Let us make it as police. So this is just a policy map name, police. Then we'll map that class name what we have created. Class name is ICMP we have created, right? Okay, class ICMP. Then police will make it as 120. So police you can it is in the form of bits. So it will be there in the bits per second. So now let us make it as 128.00, right? We'll make it as 128.00. So the confirm action is transmit. So that means the number of bytes what we receive, if the police had received the number of bytes which is less than the number of bytes in the token, it is allowed to transmit. So that is the purpose of transmit. Second is exceed action. Exceed action is drop. So that means if its packet exceeds within the contract, so the traffic contract what we get from ISP64, if it is exceeding the contract, the policer will simply drop the packets. So that is the thing, exceed action is drop. So okay, so we got it. So now after doing this, I'm going to apply to this interface. That is a inbound, right? So always done at the ISP provider end. So I'm going to apply that to this interface. So let us go here. Configuration mode interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Service policy input. I have to map this policy. Okay, so done. First I created class map. Second thing I created the policy map and I mapped the class map to the policy thing. Then I created two categories. One is the confirming and exceeding. So then after that I apply to this inbound, right? Inbound traffic of R2. So now let us check the interface. Show policy map interface faster than at 0 by 0. So now you can see the categories. So you are able to see confirmed 0 packets exceeded. So now I'm going to initiate a traffic from R1 to R2. Let us initiate a traffic. So basic thing I'm able to ping, right? So now you're able to see the packet. So I'm going to create a continuous ping. So let us do a repeat. So I'm going to create a continuous ping. You can see the packet drops, right? So this number of packets exceeded. Once it exceeds the number of packet, you can see the drops over here. Let us go here. So we're able to see right, confirmed is 98 packet, exceeded is 3 packets. So that's the thing. There are two categories. One is confirming, and once it exceeds the specific contract, what happen automatically it will fall into the exceed category. So that's the reason you are seeing here. Confirmed is 98 packet and exceeded is 3 packet, right? 342 bytes, and you are able to see here. So this is the purpose of policing. So there are two categories: single rate, two color. So that is the reason we call single rate two color. There are two categories. One is a confirming will be is within the contract. Exceeding means once it exceeds the contract, the policer will drop or exceed the packet, and that the packet you are seeing in the exceeded the column. That is 3 packet, and you are seeing here right. CAR is a committed information right. So that is a contract when we are getting from the ISP is a CAR committed information right, and BC is a committed bus. That is a number of packets, the number of bytes transferred during a specific time interval, what we call it as a committed bus. So this is a confirmed, I already told, confirmed is the number of packets confirmed. So once it exceeds, it will be fall into the exceeded category. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.